How to connect to people if you're socially awkward. A lot of people are what you could call socially awkward, and even people who appear to be outgoing are often more shy and more nervous or contracted than we think. So this little presentation will help you with that. So the first thing somebody who's socially awkward usually asks himself is, what should I say? I don't know what to say. Okay, and that's where the problem begins with that question, because it's based on the assumption that you have to say something. Okay, that's the first thing, is the belief that you have to be, do, or say something in order to appear normal, or in order to please others, or in order to be accepted by a group of people or by a group of friends. But the truth is, you don't have to be, do, have, or say anything. I'll let that sink in for a moment. You don't have to be, do, or have, or say anything to appease to others. I'd like you to get to know the power of silence. Many people feel extremely awkward when there's a gap in the speech. Okay, people are talking and suddenly there's no talking going on. And to me, the first step of releasing social awkwardness was to be okay with that silence, to be okay with your own vulnerability as a human. Being okay with not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to behave, not knowing what the norm is. Okay, and once you've become comfortable with who you are just as you are, once you've accepted that sometimes you just don't know what to say, sometimes you just don't know how to fit in, sometimes you don't know how to share your thoughts. Once you're completely comfortable with that and with who you are now, you finally chill out a little bit and don't take everything so seriously and don't put so much meaning into normal everyday interactions and conversations. Okay? So once you're okay with silence, what about just a little hi? What do I mean by just a little hi? By that I literally mean, what about saying hi to people? What about making a point of just saying hi? Hello. Did you think more is expected of you? The only thing people in social situations somewhat expect is an acknowledgement. And the word hi or hello is that acknowledgement. Hi. You see, just a hi can instantly break the ice. Just saying hi to somebody, even if you don't say anything all night and you just said that hi, you gave some acknowledgement to the people, and that's what they really want. They want to know you're there, you exist, and you said hello. You looked at them and said hello. Now there's some people that are so shy and awkward, they won't even say the hi, they won't even say the hello. And that's because they have all these things running in their mind of how meaningful and important this encounter or situation supposedly is. Okay, others don't have that problem. They only get that problem when they're in the presence of someone they consider important, VIP. In the presence of a beautiful woman or a beautiful man, they suddenly become socially awkward. And that's again for the same reason. It's because they elevate the other to a position and pedestal that they are not. I want you to know that everyone's just a human being. Some people have made it a point of alienating themselves from everyone, not admitting that they're socially awkward, and they think, I'm the happiest when I'm alone. I'm at peace when I'm alone. When the truth is actually that they're just afraid of becoming close and intimate with people. You can't get close to them. They just have this wall. They're just so scared of that. They're scared of exchanging energy. Now, I'm not saying you have to exchange energy with everyone. I'm not saying you have to hug everyone, okay? But it is healthy for you to interact with people, to learn other perspectives than your own. It is healthy for you to give acknowledgement and love and receive it. Okay, and I'd like you to know that people are not quite as important as you think. So one of the techniques I teach to people who are afraid in social situations or afraid of certain VIPs is to reduce them in their mind. To either reduce the situation, okay, making light of it, or reduce the person. So if you see this, if you're a guy who sees this beautiful woman and every time you see her, you get nervous and your voice starts trembling, you could reduce her, for example, by noticing her less appealing sides. What if she has bad breath, for example? What if she's actually annoying sometimes? You see, the moment you do that, the moment you reduce her, things neutralize a little bit and balance out, and she once again becomes the human that she actually is. Same thing applies to this superstar you're meeting later today. It's just a human being, and just like you, this human being has good sides and ugly sides. Just like you, they have to use the toilet once in a while. They're not angels. They're humans. Okay, so if even just saying hello is too much for you, you have to work on your inner conversation that you have about other people, because the reason you're feeling this low or down or shy or nervous is because you have the wrong conversation in your mind about them, the wrong idea. And you don't notice that these people need attention just like you. They need acknowledgement just like you. So instead of being the beggar of such attention and acknowledgement, how about being the source of that? How about being the giver of that by just saying hi? A beautiful trick to break awkwardness and to break ice is by noticing what other people's attention is on and then mentioning that or asking a question about that. So you're in some restaurant and you notice that people are admiring the art on the wall, and if you comment on that or ask a question about that, because their attention is already on it, they'll instantly, without even thinking, respond to you. Okay? If you take what people are already focused on or already interested in, you just go into their flow, and that's how you instantly connect. It's what I always used to do in my younger days as a coach. I'd always find out what someone's heart is already on. So if I had a student who was into soccer, I'd talk soccer with him. If I had a student who was into investing, I'd talk investing with him. That's why it's good to know a little bit about everything in life, so that you can talk about anything. And people don't expect much from you. In fact, people don't care as much as you think. They're more concerned with how do I look, how do I look, how do I look, while you're sitting there, how do I look, how do I look, okay? You gotta realize that they're not concerned with how you look, they're concerned with how they look. And if you make them look good, if you put them in a good light, you give them happiness. So you gotta get away from this always wanting to look perfect and good, because that makes you shy. That's what makes you shy, always wanting to make a good impression, okay? Not wanting to show any vulnerability, not wanting to show any weakness, actually makes you really weak. You gotta allow yourself to make mistakes. You gotta give yourself some space to talk nonsense sometimes. You got to give yourself some space, not always to say smart things. You got to give yourself some space to just be the way you are at the moment, and that might be in a good mood, or it might be in a bad mood. Can you forgive yourself for that? Can you give yourself the space not always to look good? It's this always needing to look perfect and good that contracts you, that pressures you, that puts yourself under pressure. You project certain expectations onto other people that are not true. So you think that your boss expects certain things of you, that your mother expects certain things, and that you have to change your behavior in order to cater to those expectations. Those are projected expectations that you could list and then let go of. Okay, they're just projections of your mind. And what you could instead start doing, instead of projecting these ideas about people, my mommy expects me to be this way, the boss expects me to be that way, this group of people expect me to be tough, this group of people expect me to be soft. You could just let go of all of that and be who you are in the moment, regardless of what people supposedly expect of you. Okay, and instead of that, you could actually start projecting the kind of attention you would like them to give you. This is a imagination and visualization trick that I sometimes use. So if there's a certain partner you fancy, okay, you could imagine that partner saying to you, "You are so attractive, I miss you, I really want you. Can you please give me a call? I miss you so much." And as you start projecting those kinds of thoughts, you're going to transform your own attitude and reaction. Look, if you assume that people love you and want to see you and want to be with you, the longer you assume that, the more your body language and your voice will change, your whole attitude will change. If you assume that you're wanted and not always assume that you're an inconvenience or that you're bothersome or a burden to people. Why do you assume that you're a burden to people? There's a lovely question, a lovely mantra that I used to ask myself years ago, and it was, who am I being that people's eyes are not shining? I'll repeat that. Who am I being that people's eyes are not shining? And who would I like to be instead so that their eyes shine? Now, if you're always this closed, shy person who's always asking, how do I look? How do I look? Will people like me? Will people love me? That's not going to make people's eyes shine. You got to start asking yourself, who could I be to be pleasant? Okay, to be pleasant. Now, if you want to find friends, that is a matter of intention. Do you really want to find friends? And are you willing to be yourself and to be vulnerable and intimate? Because it requires you to open up a little bit if you want to find friends. If you do want to find friends, make that firm intention and then go out into the world and get out of your comfort zone a little bit by actually approaching people and saying, let's stay in touch, or let's go out together, or would you like to meet up? Okay, and if you're too shy to do that, you might start doing that online. You might start getting to know people online. That's how most people do it nowadays. Or you might make it look like a coincidence by joining some seminar or joining some club where there's people that share your interests. Okay, you rarely go to a club or a seminar or a sports event without getting to know a few people. You just got to get out into the world and stop hiding. Get out of your shell. Okay, get out of your shell. Make it a point to speak to at least 3 strangers every day. If it's only saying hello, if it's only the baker or the waiter or the neighbor, just saying hello to them, or how are you? Or is everything okay? Everybody appreciates a little bit of a word. Everybody. Okay? Even if they're shy, they might be shy, and if they're shy, they'll pretend that they don't appreciate it and want to be left alone. Okay? But deep inside, everybody wants to connect. And if you know that it's natural for humans to connect, that everybody wants that from the bottom of their heart, if you truly know that, you'll no longer be that shy. My name is Fred Dodson. Get out there and have a good time.